The crypto market is preparing for its next big leg up, which should take Bitcoin well over 100K, and altcoins should probably see completely unrealistic valuations. When do we see this, and what do we need for this? And what are the best altcoins to take a look at? Now it's actually not too late yet. Let's dive right into it because like Eminem says, you only get one shot. Do not miss your chance right now. It's not exactly how he said it, but let's take a look. Let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently sitting at $64,000. We're basically still ranging between 60K and 73, 74K. So it might look like we are going down, and in fact, we are, but we are still in this range. Now, I have to realize that even in a bull market like we are right now, things could be very boring for a super long time. If we do take a look at the last range we were in, we were basically in this range from March until October. That's 7 months of going sideways. And it was a big range, anywhere between 24K and 31K. So that's a lot of volatility within that range. But overall, it was sideways for more than half a year before we got our next leg up. Now, before that, we were ranging for a long time as well. So don't let the idea of a bull market makes you think that it's going to be up only. Although on the longer time frame, it definitely looks like we are only going up. Now, what happens in the short term, I don't have a clue. Sorry, you came to the wrong channel if you're looking for that answer. I think that most people don't have an answer to that. But what I do see as a possibility is 3 scenarios right here. And that's basically all 3 that we get, right? We range for a longer time until we meet this bull market support band, which if we go sideways takes until mid-June, right? That's another 2 months from this point, but this is definitely a possibility. What's also possible is that whatever the narrative is going to be, crypto overall and Bitcoin breaks down. Then we can find support, hopefully at that bull market support band, which currently comes in at around $55,000, $56,000, which should be a strong support point. And in a bull market support band is usually the best place where you can buy crypto. So if you have your trading view, put the bull market support band on and take it as an indicator. It definitely helps. What's also a possibility is that with the Hong Kong ETF, for example, maybe China is going to copy them. Maybe a lot of bullish stuff is going to happen macro-wise, and therefore also with crypto, we break out of this range. And then I can see Bitcoin go to $86,000, $88,000 midterm. This is the altcoin market. This is the others, and the others is everything in the top 125, excluding the top 10. So no Bitcoin, no Ethereum, but also no stable or high caps like XRP or Cardano, right? So the real altcoin market. And the real altcoin market has been going up just as much as Bitcoin, already bounced off of its bull market support band and is now stuck in the range between 240 billion and 400 billion. So that's a pretty big range. We just started there at the end of February, so we can stay there for a while. But what did I mean by saying that if Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, altcoins completely blow up? Therefore, we want to take a look back at what happened previously. So this right here is Bitcoin. Now, this right here is the altcoin market. Let me show you something interesting. Every time Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, altcoins do very well. This doesn't take it completely back, and I'm sitting in the way anyway, so you just have to trust me right here. But whenever Bitcoin made a new all-time high here in 2017, it broke its previous all-time high. And that was the time where altcoins really started to explode. Before that, they were already doing well, but the real parabolic move came when Bitcoin made a new all-time high. Last cycle makes it even more clear. Bitcoin's all-time high was sitting at around $20,000, and in 2020, Bitcoin decided to finally break that all-time high. What happened to the altcoin market right then? It completely exploded. Before that, it was going, sideways and diagonal. After Bitcoin made its new all-time high, it was going more vertical. Now, people say yeah, Bitcoin made a new all-time high. And although that's technically true, we peaked above it a little bit and we fell below it again. That's not really clearly making a new all-time high to me. So Bitcoin really has to go well above 70k and close there and maybe touches 80 or 85, clearly makes a new all-time high before we finally can see altcoins going up very hard, right? So it's more of a double top if you look at it right now. We had the well, even a triple top, right? We had a top here, we had a top here, we had a top here. That there's a couple of percentages difference in there, that's nothing too crazy, but we want to see a real sustainable close and break above it. In 2017, when this happened, the altcoin market made around a 60x after Bitcoin broke its all-time high, and in 2020 the altcoin market made around a 13x. So of course this is diminishing, but getting a nice 5x on general of the altcoin market is definitely nice, right? And if you feel like a 5x isn't enough, it's not actually what your portfolio is doing. Like I said, this is the top 125 excluding the top 10, but everything outside of the top 125 of course compensates for the slow movers inside of the top 125. Also, if you look what happened so far, from the bottom until where we are right now, altcoins are sitting at a 3.5, 4x give or take. Your portfolio should be way up from the absolute bottom already. So can you imagine this move times 2? Give or take. That's what I think is about to happen, and your portfolio could definitely 10, 15x if this happens. Now, what are the altcoins to take a look at for when this is going to happen? And remind yourself, you have to be there before this is happening. So to make you a little more bullish on the market than you may already be, if you again take a look at the altcoin market, we are now sitting at the bull market support band. I'm not here to guarantee you that we will stay above it, but history shows that every time we are above the bull market support band in a bull market was the best time to buy. There was no better time after that ever to buy again. We had a perfect opportunity right here, which lasted for a couple of months and then we really took off. It could be that this will last for a couple of months as well before we take off again. And if we take a look at previous bull markets, every time slowly above the bull market support band was the best time to buy. You did not get a cheaper price. And if we do take a look at the bull market before that, you can also see it that we hover around the bull market support band, we break up, we hover around the bull market support band, break up, bull market support band, break up, we get dragged up by it. Therefore it's called like it's called. It gives you support in the bull market. Also, you want to be there when nobody else is there. That's how crypto works, right? If everybody is paying attention to the market and loves it, then it's already going up. So you are not front running anybody, right? But the social risk, that's the red line, the amount of YouTube viewers, subscribers, people following on Twitter, etc. This is really at lows right now. So for some reason, nobody cares about the crypto market at the moment, although Bitcoin is sitting around its all-time high. Which is pretty funny. The last time that happened, a lot of people were interested, right? When we made a new all-time high, especially. When we were sitting around the previous all-time high like we had over here, nobody cared as well. Nobody. It was very low, kind of where we are sitting right now. And once we broke it, you see that the amount of interest went up extremely hard. Every retailer came into the party. And if you are already there before that, then they are pumping your bags. And that's what you want in crypto. Dump on the grandmas, the neighbors, the hairdressers, dump on everybody. Now, you might feel like, okay, what should I do in this market right now? Because it is clear, Bitcoin gave just as much gains as the altcoin market in general, right? Exceptions are there. But overall, the returns were the same. But Bitcoin is lower risk. So give me a good reason to buy altcoins. That's of course very hard to do. So far there was no good reason to really go hard into altcoins. The Bitcoin dominance was going up and it's basically still going up. I must say, I think that this is going to stop very soon. If we look at the previous cycle for the Bitcoin dominance, you could see that if you take the Fibonacci tool, the 618 is such an important level and that goes for a lot of charts. But we went to the 618, we got rejected right there. We tried again, we got rejected right there as well. And that took us into one of the biggest alt seasons we have ever seen. So the 618 level also goes for the Bitcoin dominance. If we apply this to the current cycle, you could see that the 618 comes in not that far from where we are right now, around 60%, right? And then we also have to break this diagonal trend line right here, which is not impossible, of course, but it is a big step to break and this resistance and the 618. So therefore, I think we are going to top out pretty soon. Also, let's take a look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, because that can help you decide whether it's a good time to buy Bitcoin or altcoins. So this is the total 3. So everything in the market excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we also deleted USDT and USDC from that. So this gives us basically the altcoin market in general on its Bitcoin pair. Right now, if we do take a look at this, you can see that basically from the highs since 2021 in August, altcoins have been crashing against Bitcoin. This was a downtrend. Here, it's not a good idea to buy altcoins. Here, you should have been either in stables or in Bitcoin. However, this is clearly going sideways right now. So a market cycle has 4 phases basically, right? You have an accumulation phase where things go sideways. Then you have an uptrend. Then you have a distribution phase. And then you have a downtrend, and then the party starts all over again. This also applies to the Bitcoin dominance and the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair. We have an accumulation phase right here. That's where you buy altcoins with your Bitcoin. Then we have the uptrend. That's where you make a lot of money on your altcoins. Then we have a distribution phase. This gives you time to offload your altcoins. Then we have a downtrend. This is basically telling you stay the fuck out of the market. And then it starts all over again. We are, in my opinion, in the starting all over again period right now. There are people, of course, that are trying to time the bottom and hoping that this goes even lower, because that's also what happened last cycle. But in my opinion, this is clearly sideways. This is clearly accumulation, not distribution. Distribution is what we had over here. Right? So if you do not buy altcoins right here, then where do you buy, right? Also, if we compare this to last cycle, I see a couple of similarities. We went down, we found a bottom. We went down, we found a bottom. We went sideways for a long time, which what we did over here as well. But we made slightly higher lows over here. We made a slightly higher low over here as well. We made a lower low over here, a lower low over here, which is technically bearish. But after that lower low, we started to go up very hard, right? And this was also where we got slapped down below the bull market support band for a while, just like we are right now. Now, here we had a major fall at the end of the day, right? Could it be that we do something like this and then get our alt season? It could. Like, we don't have to exactly copy last cycle, but the fact that it happened before says that it is possible at least, right? Now, what caused this big spike down right there? It's pretty clear if you do take a look at Bitcoin. If we overlay Bitcoin on this chart, which we already have right here, by the way, what can you see right here? This part right here was when Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high and completely mooned towards new highs, right? So everybody was excited about Bitcoin. Altcoins still went up in this period on the dollar pair, but they went down on the Bitcoin pair. So yeah, it was lower risk and more rewarding to be in Bitcoin right here, but to time this exact bottom, that's really hard. So if you ask me like, yo, should I be in altcoins? Should I be in Bitcoin? There is no answer to that. It depends on your risk reward. Do you feel like I don't want to take too much risk? Then Bitcoin is a clear answer right here. If you feel like, yeah, you know what, I'm willing to take some risk. I'm willing to lose a lot of money in the meantime, but with the perspective that we can make way bigger gains, then look at altcoins. Timing, it's super important. You don't want to try to time the market, but it doesn't mean that you should not do anything with timing right here, especially when it comes to new coins. This, for example, this is Axie. And look what Axie did. Axie released here in 2020, right? So what could have you done in this bull market right here? Well, basically from the bottom until Bitcoin was sitting at around the highs, you could have been in Bitcoin, right? This complete move, you could have been in Bitcoin and you would have made a 20x. You didn't have to look at altcoins, don't give a fuck about altcoins, don't take too much risk, and pull off a 20x with the safest crypto asset out there. And then when you started looking at new altcoins, you could have bought Axie here, for example, at around $2, and it shot all the way up to, what was it, $150, give or take. So first make a 20x with Bitcoin, put that money into a new altcoin, and then ride that wave. Of course, in hindsight, this is so easy. But I think something similar is going to happen in this run, where new altcoins hitting the market are going to completely blow up as soon as Bitcoin is well over 100K. And it's not weird. It means that there is a lot of liquidity in the market. A lot of people that were in Bitcoin or in blue chips, they had so much money that they felt like, okay, let me put it in this new altcoin, this new altcoin, this new altcoin, because, you know, Bitcoin is not going to give me these big returns anymore. Altcoins do. Therefore, these new altcoins, when Bitcoin makes a new high, can completely explode. And Axie released a little late, but even if you take a look at Solana, when Bitcoin was going up extremely hard, Solana came out here and it didn't do anything for a long time. And if you even bought Solana right here, you bought it pretty low, right? From this point, Bitcoin made another 40% move, give or take, while Solana went from $25 to 200 something dollars, 250, give or take. So while Bitcoin gained 40%, even Solana, a high cap already back then, pulled off a 10x. Same goes for AVAX, right? These are not the exceptions that I'm trying to point out. Right? AVAX also, it went very low, it went very high, but at the end of the day, it was a beautiful buying opportunity right here. And in the meantime, you could have just rode Bitcoin. Okay, I know what you think. Nice. In hindsight, it's all good, but what about this cycle? What are the new altcoins that can potentially do the same? And what are maybe the current altcoins already in the market that we should have a position in? It's not up to me to tell you what to do, of course. You know better than that, but I can give you my opinion. By the way, I haven't even asked to like the video, so please give the video a thumbs up. I'm making these more quality, lower quantity. I hope you appreciate that. So leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what your top 5 altcoins are. Matter of fact, if you put in your top 5, I'm gonna pick a comment which I like most, and this person gets $100 from me so you can buy these altcoins with it. Now, by far, most money is to be made if you are in early sales, right? If you are in Launchpads, if you are in Web3 Whales, my project, for example, or if you are in our Patreon where we do private sales as well. And again, these are coins proving that. This is Bonus Block, for example, came out, had a nice gain, cooled off, and now in one single day, it had an 80% gain. Also, Xverse just came out, green candles only, and there are so many new projects that are doing fantastic. And there are, of course, also these newer projects that have to cool off really hard, like Portal, for example. Look what Portal did. It came out, big green spike, and now it is cooling off. But still, look at it like this. Where it came out and where it is right now, it's still sitting at a 20x, right? So look at new launches, which is most important. But I don't want to leave you empty-handed. I want to give a couple of altcoins that are about to come out on launchpads like ChainGPT, CDeFi, Engine Starter, name them. And maybe even in our own Patreon. So check the link down below if you want to join exclusive sales. You get a huge allocation. Now that there are not a lot of people, it is definitely worth it. But the first one is Cookie 3. Cookie 3 is a project with an immense amount of hype, and I love their narrative. It's the first marketing vibe protocol with AI data layer for users, creators, and businesses. The lead investors is the Spartan Group, accelerated by ChainGPT. Definitely check this out. They have so much adoption and interest already. I think that this one could definitely blow up. Plus, they have an airdrop going on. Do check it out because airdrops are like, people say there's no such thing as free money. These people haven't heard about crypto. And I will make more full dedicated videos about these projects that I'm calling right now. For now, I just want them to be on your radar so you don't miss out on these things. The next one is Style Protocol. Style Protocol has their public IDO on CDeFi, ChainGPT, and Pulse Finance, 3 of the biggest launchpads out there. I love these launchpads. They're super professional and they tend to release only really good quality projects. And Style Protocol protocol is a complete infrastructure for gaming and Web3. So if you believe in gaming, you could of course take a look at individual games and, you know, throw shit at a wall hoping something sticks. But you can also take a look at the studios, the infrastructures, the layer ones, etc. And this is one of those. And I think that this is a real good bet. What they say is the first token with cross gaming utility. The token style. Let's take a real quick look at the website, how this one looks. And this one sentence already does it for me. We aim to build the biggest infrastructure to utilize avatars and assets across games and virtual environments. Take your favorite items from one world to another through gaming interoperability for assets and NFTs of all kind. Now, this is what we need. Crypto is hard enough as it is, and Style is focusing on making it easy, accessible, and I love that. I can really applaud for that. And if we do take a look at individual games, this is one that I really like. It has all the narratives as well. This is Dodgin' Hood. I love the name Robin Hood, Doge. They have a beautiful combination when it comes to that. Their logo is quite fire. I think that these are kind of things that are pretty important actually. And it's the first Robin Hood game-based meme coin incubated by GameSwift. Now, GameSwift is of course a big name in the space, and I think that Dodgin' Hood has a pretty big first mover advantage of the two narratives that they are combining. Like, look at Katana Unu, for example. They have quite some success as well, while they are kind of in the same area. As you see, they are followed by Spartadex. That could hint that Spartadex is releasing them. And if you do not know about Spartadex, this is a launchpad, and everything that they touch so far turns into complete diamond. So I think that's pretty interesting. I also love their website. They make it very much into the style and into the brand that they are trying to be. If you look at this, by the way, launchpad, you can see launchpad. The key to catching a fish lies in sitting and waiting patiently for hours. However, to catch the best deal, it's a different game altogether. Here you must sweat and get your hands dirty. Grind hard, collaborate, and dominate the field. The golden fish awaits for you. They keep it so mysterious, and I love it. So I don't know, I feel a lot of hype with Dodgin' Hood. One like major honorable mention right here is Carlo. Why do I love Carlo so much? Well, this was a IDO that happened on Oxbull, and Oxbull is a great launchpad as well. And this was called Redacted because they wanted to keep it a secret to avoid front runners, etc. And Carlo is a meme coin on base, so they have like the chain is completely fire, of course. This is so fucking beautiful. I love Carlo. What the fuck? This is I don't even know what to say about this, but they are trending. They are #1 on DAX tools. They have the meme, which is absolutely fire right here. If you look at this, like, this is so freaking hype, man. This is so freaking hype. And look at this video real quick, by the way. I'm gonna turn off the music in case I get copyrighted, but this is representing what Carlo is, and their animations are so fire. When I see this, I expect so much more when it comes to animations, movie series kind of stuff. And there you go. with sound, this is even way better. Go follow these guys on Twitter. And the cool thing is that, why do I talk about this one? Well, like I said, this was also a IDO on Oxbull. And usually right after an IDO, I would say don't buy, right? You have investing. But people got 100% TGE. Okay, so the people that wanted to dump already dumped. So there is no crazy vesting for this token. And it's now currently sitting at around $1 million market cap. So it's completely micro cap. But I think that, I don't know, I don't really love memes. But if I have to pick something, then I would say Carlo is my dog, man. And I still hold my tokens. For me, this is a 100x or 0 token. I completely wouldn't be surprised if this is actually that 100x token. And another one that you might want to keep your eyes on is Banksters. Banksters is a Web3 trading simulator and edu-tech platform that rewards users for understanding the crypto market trends. And not only that, they make it pretty gamified as well. well. I completely love their website. You could choose these avatars right here. You're a hamster. You get 0. Oh, well, that's free trader 0.14 slash 0.44 per hour, up to 3 abilities, up to 4 abilities. You can get higher, 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 and you get better, better, better. And this is actually pretty cool because you, like I said, you learn about the crypto market, right? You can learn about it, which people should. And if you get rewarded for that in the meantime, then great, right? Like really great. I love this platform. If you look at like who their partners are, there are some big names right here. So that's absolutely lovely as well. They have a very promising roadmap and their tokens should come out pretty soon as well. So keep your eyes on it. I don't have all the information about it yet. Again, I will make full video about this project as well whenever the time is right. I think that this is such a project that could definitely surprise. Now, again, these newer projects, they tend to release and do very well around the halving and whenever Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. And that's exactly the period where we are right now. And in my opinion, this is really one of the last moments to get your hands onto crypto, altcoins, whatever. If you do take a look at IMX, for example, this is an altcoin that I love very much. IMX is sitting quite low. If you look at this range right here, the top is basically $4. It's now sitting at $2. Could it come down to 150? Yes. Does that go for every altcoin out there? Yes, they can all go to 150. They can all go way lower than what they are right now. But I think the real boom is about to happen. And what I think how most people are going to get wrecked is that the market goes down a little bit like it usually does. People start to really doubt and think, you know what? Maybe this time is different. Maybe we get an early cycle top. Maybe we do not get an alt season this time. People give up and then the usual happens. And then these people get left behind and you want to be there. So have your conviction. Have conviction in the coins that you loved when the prices were high. And now that they are low, have the same conviction. It's the same quality. It's the same product. It's probably even better than before because they had time to develop. The only difference is it's cheaper right now. That's a discount. Okay, again, if we do take a look at Fomo Factory, for example, right? One example, it was ranging for such a long time. It broke out. Months later, it retested this top range, and now even months later, it retested this lower range. That's the buying opportunity that people didn't have since October last year. Now we get them. So if you bought it right here, there's no reason to not buy it right now. Look at this, at every possible altcoin that you really love. Get your hands on it. Don't afford more than you can miss to lose. That sentence sucked. You know what I mean. I'm not gonna edit that out. And just wait patiently until the bull market is in full glory. And I promise you that it's very likely that your bags are looking way better by then. If you appreciate the content, please give the video a like, leave a comment, let me push it into YouTube's algorithm, trick YouTube in thinking that this is good stuff right here. So thanks for watching. DCA, have patience, sell the top, dump on the grandmothers. See you next time.